Some of the most broken people do not look broken. They look kind. They look patient. They look like the one everyone depends on. They answer every call. They carry everyone's pain. They smile while hiding their own. They keep giving, even when nothing is left. And the world praises them for it. But when they are alone, they feel empty, tired in a way sleep cannot fix, heavy in a way no one notices, because there is a pain few people understand, being loved for what you give, while being unseen for who you are. And if you have been losing yourself while trying to be good to everyone, this message may change your life. 1. You were praised for abandoning yourself and called it love. Many people did not learn self-sacrifice when they became adults. They learned it much earlier, when they were young, soft, and still trying to understand how love works. Maybe you were praised when you stayed quiet, praised when you did not complain, praised when you helped everyone before helping yourself, praised when you never caused trouble, praised when you accepted less and asked for nothing, praised when you tolerated what hurt you, just to keep peace in the room. Slowly, without realizing it, a dangerous lesson entered your heart. You began to believe that being loved meant being easy. Easy to handle, easy to use, easy to ignore, easy to expect from. You believed that if you had no needs, people would keep you close. You believed that if you gave enough, you would become valuable. You believed that if you stayed silent, you would be seen as mature. So you became the calm one, the helpful one, the understanding one, the strong one, the one who never asked for much, the one everyone leaned on, but few truly looked at. And while others praised that version of you, the real you was slowly fading in the background. When your own needs appeared, you pushed them aside. When your heart felt tired, you told yourself to be grateful. When your feelings rose, you swallowed them before anyone noticed. When something crossed your limits, you explained it away. You said things like, "It's okay. They didn't mean it. Maybe I'm overreacting. It's not a big deal. I can handle it." But every time you ignored yourself, a small part of you felt abandoned. This is why some kind people feel sadness they cannot explain. They look generous on the outside, but feel invisible on the inside. People called you sweet. They called you mature. They called you selfless. They called you loving. But many times, they were praising your ability to need nothing. They were admiring how little space you took, how much pain you carried quietly, how available you remained, even when empty. And because the praise felt warm, you mistook it for love. But praise is not always love. Sometimes praise is simply comfort. Sometimes people praise the version of you that asks for nothing because it asks nothing from them. Real love is different. Real love does not ask you to disappear so others can shine. Real love does not reward your suffering. Real love does not become stronger when you become smaller. Real love makes room for your feelings. Real love respects your limits. Real love cares when you are tired. Real love wants to know the real you, not only the useful you. You were never born to earn connection through self-neglect. You were never created to be loved only when convenient. You were never meant to survive by abandoning your own heart. You were born to be loved as a whole person, with needs, with emotions, with boundaries, with truth, with a voice. And the moment you understand this, healing begins. Because now you can stop confusing self-erasure with goodness. Now you can stop calling exhaustion love. Now you can stop disappearing just to be accepted. And maybe for the first time in your life, you can learn that taking care of yourself does not make you difficult. It makes you whole. 2. Your pure kindness quietly became a magnet for takers. Kindness is one of the most beautiful qualities a person can carry. A kind heart comforts people. It listens carefully. It forgives deeply. It notices pain others ignore. It gives warmth without asking for applause. It helps quietly. It loves sincerely. And if you are this kind of person, you already know something painful. Not everyone who comes close to kindness comes close with clean intentions. Some come close because they feel peace around you. Some come close because they feel safe with you. But some come close because they sense access. Access to your time. Access to your energy. Access to your patience. Access to your emotional labor. Access to your softness. This is the truth many gentle people learn too late. Pure kindness without boundaries can become visible to takers. There are people who quietly study where love is easiest to receive. They notice who struggles to say no, who keeps answering late at night, who forgives too fast, who keeps giving second chances, then third chances, then 10th chances, who feels guilty protecting themselves, who explains their own pain away, who always tries to understand everyone except themselves. And when they find that person, they settle in, slowly, quietly, without drama at first. It may begin with small favors, small needs, small requests, a little extra help, a little more time, a little more patience, a little more understanding. And because you are good-hearted, you give, because helping feels natural, because caring feels right, because you believe love should be generous. But what starts small can slowly become a pattern. They ask more, expect more, lean more, take more, and after a while, they stop appreciating what they never had to earn. Your effort becomes normal. Your sacrifice becomes expected. Your availability becomes assumed. Your silence becomes permission. This is how many kind people become drained without noticing when it started. You may think, if I love harder, they will value me. If I stay patient, they will change. If I keep showing up, they will finally see my heart. But takers often do not wake up because you gave more. They simply grow comfortable. They adapt to receiving. They build habits around your overgiving. And one day, you look around and realize something heartbreaking. You were pouring from your cup, while no one asked if it was empty. This does not mean kindness is weakness. It means kindness needs wisdom beside it. A garden without a fence is still beautiful, but it becomes easy to enter, easy to damage, easy to take from. Your heart is the same. You were never meant to become open land for everyone's hunger. You were never meant to carry people who refuse to carry themselves. You were never meant to prove goodness by tolerating imbalance. Some people only know how to love what serves them. Some only stay where giving is one-sided. Some only praise you while you are useful. And when you begin setting limits, they call you different. They call you selfish. They say you changed. But what truly changed is access. They lost the version of you that was easy to consume. That is why they react. Not because your heart became cold, because your heart became protected. There is a powerful difference between being loving and being available for misuse. You can still be warm and say no. You can still be generous and have limits. You can still care deeply and walk away from draining people. You can still help others without harming yourself. This is mature kindness. This is healed kindness. This is sacred kindness, the kind that gives from fullness, not guilt, the kind that loves with wisdom, not self-erasure, the kind that no longer attracts takers because it no longer abandons itself. And maybe that is the lesson your soul needed. You do not need to stop being kind. You only need to stop offering your kindness where it is only consumed and never cherished. 3. Your peace began dying the moment you said yes to everything. Peace rarely disappears all at once. It does not usually leave with one dramatic moment. It leaves quietly, slowly, In small daily betrayals that almost no one can see. It leaves every time you say yes, when something inside you is begging to say no. Yes, I'll help. Yes, I'll come. Yes, it's fine. Yes, I understand. Yes, no problem. Yes, I can handle it. Yes, maybe later. Yes, I'll make time. Yes, don't worry about me. These words can sound kind on the outside, but sometimes they are spoken against your own truth. And whenever your mouth says yes while your heart says no, peace begins to weaken. Because the soul was never designed to live in constant self-denial, there is always a cost to pretending. There is always a price for abandoning what you truly feel. Many people think stress only comes from too much work, but some of the deepest stress comes from living against yourself, from smiling when hurt, from agreeing when resentful, from showing up when exhausted, from being available when empty, from saying yes because you fear disappointing others. So the body starts carrying what the voice refuses to say. That tightness in your chest, that strange tiredness after certain people call, that irritation over small things, that heavy mood that appears at night, that silent anger you cannot explain. Sometimes it is not random. Sometimes it is years of trapped truth, years of swallowed no's, years of forced yeses, years of choosing comfort for others over peace for yourself. You may have thought saying yes made you a good person. Maybe sometimes it did. But saying yes to everything often means saying no to yourself. Yes to their emergency. No to your rest. Yes to their demand. No to your boundaries. Yes to their convenience. No to your time. Yes to their comfort. No to your emotional health. Yes to being liked. No to being honest. And, after enough of these exchanges, you begin to feel disconnected from your own life. You become physically present, but emotionally absent. You are there for everyone, but nowhere for yourself. This is why some kind people become resentful and do not know why. They keep giving, yet feel angry. They keep helping, yet feel empty. They keep being loved, yet feel unseen. Because love built on self-betrayal never feels peaceful. It only feels exhausting. There is also another hidden pain. When you say yes too often, people stop hearing the weight of your effort. They assume your availability is natural. They believe access to you is normal. They stop asking if it costs you something, and because you trained them to expect endless yeses. Your one honest no may shock them, but their surprise does not mean you are wrong. It means they got used to your overgiving. Peace begins to return the moment honesty returns. The moment you pause before answering. The moment you ask yourself, do I truly want this? Do I have energy for this? Am I doing this from love or fear? Am I helping or abandoning myself again? Sometimes healing is not loud. Sometimes healing is one quiet sentence. I can't today. I need rest. That doesn't work for me. No, thank you. But no, these words may feel uncomfortable at first, because truth often feels unfamiliar to people trained to perform. But discomfort is temporary. Peace is deeper. Peace is sleeping without resentment. Peace is helping without bitterness. Peace is giving without draining yourself. Peace is being honest without guilt. Peace is knowing your yes is real, because your no also exists. You were never meant to become everyone's answer while becoming a stranger to yourself. You were never meant to sacrifice your nervous system to seem kind. You were never meant to carry every request placed in your hands. Some things are not yours to hold. Some problems are not yours to solve. Some people must learn to stand without leaning on you, and some yeses must die, so your peace can live again. So, the next time someone asks for your time, your energy, your presence, pause. Listen inward, because your life changes the day you stop asking only what others need, and start asking what your soul needs too. 4. You mistook being needed for being deeply loved. This is one of the quietest heartbreaks a gentle person can experience. You can spend years feeling important to people and still not be truly loved by them. Because being needed can feel very similar to love. It can look like constant messages, frequent calls, people always coming to you first, people relying on your presence, people saying they cannot do this without you, people needing your advice, your calmness, your help, your strength. And, for a moment, it feels meaningful. It feels like closeness. It feels like connection. It feels like proof that you matter. Especially if you grew up believing your worth came from what you gave. Especially if you learned that being useful kept people near. Especially if being chosen usually happened when someone needed something. So you begin to confuse dependence with devotion. You begin to mistake urgency for affection. You begin to believe that if someone reaches for you often, they must deeply care for you. But this is where many kind hearts get wounded. Someone can need your light and never truly see your soul. Someone can need your strength and ignore your exhaustion. Someone can need your advice and never ask how you are doing. Someone can need your stability and disappear when you need support. Someone can need your love and still never know how to love you back. Need creates contact. Love creates care. Need creates urgency. Love creates consistency. Need asks what you can provide. Love asks what you feel. Need appears when there is a problem. Love remains even in silence. That is the difference. Many people stay surrounded, yet feel lonely, because they are wanted for their function, not cherished for their being. They are called when others are confused, called when others are hurting, called when others need saving. But when they are tired, when they are breaking, when they need softness too, the room becomes strangely quiet. This pain can be difficult to admit, because part of you may still say, but they need me, but they always come to me, but they say I matter. Yes, you matter, but being necessary is not the same as being treasured. A machine is needed, a tool is needed, a service is needed. But love does not treat a human heart like utility. Love sees beyond usefulness. Love notices your silence. Love asks why your smile looks heavy today. Love remembers your needs without being reminded. Love does not only arrive empty-handed to receive. Love also comes carrying care. Sometimes the deepest reason people stay overgiving is fear. If I stop helping, will they still stay? If I stop fixing, will they still call? If I become ordinary, will I still be loved? These questions reveal a painful wound. When your value is tied to usefulness, rest can feel dangerous. Boundaries can feel risky. Needs can feel shameful. But hear this clearly. If someone only stays because you serve them, they are attached to your function, not connected to your heart. If someone disappears when you stop overgiving, they were loyal to access, not love. This truth may sting, but it also sets you free. Because now you no longer have to exhaust yourself to keep people close. Now you no longer have to perform importance. Now you no longer have to earn belonging through sacrifice. You are worthy on the days you are helpful, and you are worthy on the days you have nothing to give. You are worthy when strong, worthy when tired, worthy when available, worthy when resting, worthy when shining, worthy when quiet. Real love does not increase only when you are useful. Real love remains when you are human. It stays when you need support too. It respects your limits. It values your inner world. It does not punish you for having boundaries. It does not withdraw because you are no longer carrying everything. And one of the most powerful moments in healing is this: when you stop asking, "Who needs me?" and begin asking, "Who truly cares for me? Who checks on me without needing something first? Who values me even when I am not performing? Who honors my peace as much as their own? Who loves the person not just the provider. That question changes everything, because many people are needed. Few feel deeply loved. And once you learn the difference, you stop chasing roles and start choosing relationships. You stop being everyone's emergency shelter and start becoming a home for yourself. You stop measuring worth by usefulness and start measuring love by mutual care. You were never created to be loved only for what you carry. You were created to be loved for who you are. Whole, soft, real, imperfect, human, and enough, even when no one needs a thing from you. 5. The person everyone loved was often the version of you that needed nothing. This realization can shake a person deeply, because for many years you may have believed people loved you fully. They smiled when you entered the room. They praised your heart. They said you were rare. They said you were different. They said they appreciated you. And maybe some of that was true. But sometimes what people loved most was not the whole you. It was the version of you that required nothing, the easy version, the quiet version, the always understanding version, the patient version, the version that never complained, the version that stayed available, the version that gave comfort without asking for any in return, the version that carried pain privately so no one else had to feel uncomfortable. This is why some kind people feel confused. They think, if people love me so much, why do I feel unseen? Because being liked is not always the same as being known. Being appreciated is not always the same as being cherished. Being praised is not always the same as being loved deeply. Sometimes people love the convenience of you. They love the calm you bring, the help you offer, the softness you carry, the way you ask for little, the way you make relationships easy for them, the way you absorb tension and still remain gentle. And because you gave these things naturally, you believed they were loving all of you. But then life changes. You become tired. You begin healing. You start listening to yourself. You realize you have needs too. You need rest. You need honesty. You need reciprocity. You need space. You need care. You need to stop being the strong one every day. And the moment you begin showing these truths, some people become uncomfortable. Not because you became wrong, because the version of you they knew asked for nothing. Now, suddenly, you need something back. Now, suddenly, you have limits. Now, suddenly, your time is not endless. Now, suddenly, your silence is replaced with truth. Now, suddenly, access to you requires effort. And this is where masks fall. Some people withdraw. Some become distant. Some say you changed. Some guilt you. Some act confused. Some miss the old you. But often what they miss is not your soul. They miss the version of you that was easiest for them. They miss the version of you that made no demands. The version that overgave. The version that stayed available no matter the cost. The version that accepted crumbs and called it connection. This truth can hurt because it may feel like rejection, but many times it is revelation. It is life showing you who loved your presence and who loved your usefulness, who valued your humanity and who valued your convenience, who can grow with the real you and who only benefited from the edited you. Please understand this deeply. Needing support does not make you difficult. Having emotions does not make you heavy. Wanting reciprocity does not make you selfish. Asking for respect does not make you demanding. Taking space does not make you cold. These are normal needs of a healthy heart. The problem was never that you began needing something. The problem was that people got used to receiving everything. And when giving became mutual, they could not adjust. Healing often begins when you stop trying to be easy to love and start trying to be true. True about your limits. True about your exhaustion. True about your desires. True about what hurts. true about what no longer works. Because the real you may not be convenient, but the real you is worthy. The real you may not please everyone, but the real you can finally breathe. The real you may lose shallow connections, but the real you attracts honest ones. There is a beautiful freedom in no longer performing the painless version of yourself, no longer smiling when empty, no longer saying it's fine when it is not, no longer pretending strength when you need softness too, no longer offering endless grace to those who offer none back. You do not need to return to the version of you that needed nothing. That version survived, but survival is not the same as living. Now, you are allowed to become someone fuller, someone clearer, someone softer with self, someone honest, someone whole. And the people meant for your life will not only love the parts of you that serve them, they will love the parts of you that need tenderness too. They will love your voice, your boundaries, your truth, your healing, your becoming. So if some people pull away when you stop being endlessly available, let them go, gently. They were attached to a version of you that no longer exists. And that may be painful, but it is also the beginning of real love entering your life. Because the people who truly care will not ask you to need nothing. They will make space for all of you. 6 boundaries will feel cruel until you realize they are sacred protection. For a kind person, boundaries often feel wrong before they feel right. They can feel harsh. They can feel selfish. They can feel cold. They can feel unlike you. Because if you spent years being available to everyone, protecting yourself may feel like betrayal. If you spent years saying yes, saying no may feel cruel. If you spent years carrying others, putting the weight down may feel like failure. If you spent years earning love through sacrifice, rest may feel undeserved. This is why many gentle people suffer longer than necessary, not because they do not know they are tired, but because they feel guilty for stopping. They know something is draining them. They know certain people leave them heavy. They know some relationships only survive through their overgiving. They know their peace is fading, yet they still stay open, because boundaries feel mean. But boundaries are not meanness. They are wisdom finally waking up. They are love with self-respect beside it. They are kindness that no longer abandons itself. A boundary is simply truth made visible. It says, "This hurts me. This does not work for me. I cannot keep doing this. I need rest. I need space. I deserve respect too." That is not cruelty. That is clarity. And clarity often shocks people who benefited from confusion. Some people became comfortable because you never spoke. Some people kept taking because you kept allowing. Some people crossed lines because no line was ever named. So when you finally set a limit, they may act surprised. They may call you different. They may say you changed. They may accuse you of being selfish. They may make you feel guilty for choosing peace. But listen carefully. Their discomfort is not proof you are wrong. It is often proof the old pattern no longer serves them. They miss unlimited access. They miss your silence. They miss your automatic yes. They miss the version of you that never protected itself. Boundaries reveal who respected you and who only enjoyed your lack of limits. This is why they are sacred. They do not only protect your time, they protect your nervous system. They protect your emotional energy. They protect your sleep. They protect your joy. They protect your dignity. They protect the soft parts of you that were tired of being stepped on. Without boundaries, resentment grows quietly. You keep giving while anger builds inside. You keep helping while exhaustion deepens. You keep smiling while pain collects. And one day, the heart becomes hard from too much silent suffering. But with boundaries, love stays clean. You give because you want to, not because you are trapped. You help because it is healthy, not because you fear rejection. You stay because it is mutual, not because guilt chained you there. That is mature kindness. That is peaceful love. Many people imagine boundaries must be loud, harsh, aggressive, dramatic. But some of the strongest boundaries are soft and simple. I can't today. That does not work for me. I need time to think. I am not available for that. Please do not speak to me that way. No, thank you, but no. Short words, calm words, clear words. You do not need a long speech to honor yourself. You do not need permission to protect your peace. You do not need everyone to agree with your limits before they become valid. Some people will step back when boundaries appear. Let them. Not everyone leaving is a loss. Some are only leaving because the door no longer opens the same way. And that is okay. Because boundaries do something powerful. They remove fake closeness. They expose one-sided love. They end patterns built on your exhaustion. They create space for healthier people to enter. They create room for you to hear yourself again. At first, boundaries may feel lonely, because chaos was familiar. Overgiving was familiar. Being needed was familiar. Self-neglect was familiar. But familiar pain is still pain. And unfamiliar peace is still peace. Stay long enough to feel the difference. Stay long enough to see your energy return. Stay long enough to notice how much lighter life becomes when everything no longer has access to you. You were never created to be endlessly reachable. You were never meant to become public property for everyone's needs. You were never asked to bleed just to prove you are loving. You are allowed to be soft and protected, open-hearted and selective, generous and wise, compassionate and clear. That is not contradiction. That is healing. So, if boundaries feel cruel right now, be patient. Sometimes, what feels cruel to your old conditioning feels like rescue to your soul. One day, you will look back and realize the no you feared saying saved the peace you thought you had lost, and the limits you once felt guilty for became the doorway back to yourself. 7. The lonely season of change comes before the peace you prayed for. There is a season in healing that many people do not talk about. A quiet season, a strange season, a season where life becomes less crowded, but more honest. It often begins when you stop abandoning yourself. You stop chasing people who enjoy being chased. You stop explaining your worth to those who already decided not to see it. You stop answering every call that drains you. You stop saying yes when your whole body says no. You stop rescuing people who refuse to rescue themselves. You stop shrinking so others can remain comfortable. And when these old habits begin to die, something unexpected happens. Silence enters. Rooms feel emptier. Your phone becomes quieter. Some names stop appearing. Some invitations disappear. Some conversations fade without warning. Some people who once needed you suddenly seem distant. This can feel painful, because part of you may wonder, did I become too hard? Did I push people away? Did I ruin everything by changing? Did boundaries make me unlovable? But many times, what is leaving was never love. It was dependency. It was convenience. It was routine. It was access. It was a connection built on how much of yourself you were willing to sacrifice. And when sacrifice ends, some relationships have nothing left to stand on. That truth can sting, because even unhealthy bonds can feel familiar. Even draining people can feel like home when you are used to chaos. Even one-sided love can feel meaningful when you are starving for connection. So when those patterns begin to disappear, the heart can mistake freedom for loss. This is why the lonely season feels confusing. You are grieving what hurt you, because it was also what you knew. You are missing people, while knowing they were exhausting you. You are feeling empty, because old noise has left but new peace has not fully arrived yet. This middle space is sacred. Do not run from it. Many people return to unhealthy patterns simply because silence feels uncomfortable. They text the person they healed from. They reopen doors that harmed them. They overgive again just to feel wanted. They betray growth to escape loneliness. Be careful in this season. Loneliness can tempt you to accept what peace already removed. Stay steady. Not every empty chair needs to be filled. Not every quiet night is a problem. Not every ending is a mistake. Sometimes life becomes quiet so you can hear yourself again. Sometimes people leave so your nervous system can rest. Sometimes distance is the medicine closeness could never be. Sometimes what feels like rejection is protection arriving late. This lonely season is also where truth becomes visible. You begin noticing who only called when they needed something, who only loved the version of you that had no limits, who disappeared when you stopped carrying them, who stayed only while access was easy. And you also begin noticing something beautiful, who checks on you with no agenda, who respects your boundaries, who values your peace, who loves your truth, not just your usefulness, who remains when performance ends. This season refines your relationships. It removes quantity and reveals quality. It may give you fewer people, but truer people. And while outer life grows quieter, inner life begins to bloom. You start sleeping deeper, thinking clearer, breathing lighter, laughing more honestly, resting without guilt, enjoying your own company, feeling less responsible for everyone's emotions. These are signs peace is arriving, slowly, softly, deeply. Do not expect fireworks. Real peace often enters like sunrise, gradual, gentle, certain. One day you will wake up and realize the silence no longer hurts. The quiet no longer feels empty. Your own presence feels enough, and the peace you begged life to give you was growing inside the space you once feared. You were never being punished by loneliness. You were being prepared by it. Prepared to stop settling for crumbs. Prepared to stop confusing attention with love. Prepared to stop calling chaos connection. Prepared to become a home for yourself. So if life feels quieter right now, do not panic. If fewer people are around, do not assume you failed. If the road feels lonely, do not turn back too quickly. Some paths feel empty only because they are leading you away from crowded pain. The lonely season of change does not come to break you. It comes to cleanse what was false. So what is real can finally remain. And soon, what once felt lonely will feel peaceful. What once felt like loss will feel like freedom. What once felt like silence will feel like grace. Stay long enough to see it. 8. The day you become good to yourself is the day your peace returns. For a long time, you may have believed peace would come from outside, when people finally understand you, when someone loves you correctly, when everyone treats you fairly, when the chaos stops, when life becomes easier, when the right people arrive, when old wounds disappear. So you waited. You gave more. You tried harder. You stayed softer. You became more patient. You kept hoping that one day, if you loved enough, peace would return to you. But peace was never hiding in other people's hands. It was waiting in the place you kept neglecting, inside the way you treated yourself, inside the way you spoke to yourself, inside the way you abandoned yourself to keep others comfortable, inside the way you ignored your own pain while caring for everyone else. Many kind people know how to offer compassion to the world, but do not know how to offer it inward. They forgive others quickly, but punish themselves daily. They comfort everyone else, but speak harshly to their own heart. They protect everyone else, but leave themselves unguarded. They show patience to strangers, but show pressure to themselves. This is why some people look loving on the outside, while feeling at war inside, because peace cannot live where self-neglect remains. Everything changes the day kindness turns inward. the day you begin listening to your tiredness, the day you stop calling burnout strength, the day you stop treating exhaustion like normal life, the day you believe your needs matter too, the day you let your own heart sit at the table. Maybe self-kindness looks small at first, sleeping when you need sleep, saying no without a speech, eating slowly, taking space from draining people, not answering immediately, walking away from disrespect, resting without guilt, speaking to yourself gently after mistakes, allowing yourself to be human. These moments may seem simple, but they rebuild a broken relationship. The relationship between you and you. For years, you may have stood beside everyone else, while standing against yourself. Now, healing asks something new. Stand with yourself. Protect yourself. Believe yourself. Care for yourself. Choose yourself without becoming cruel to others. This is not selfishness. This is balance returning. Many people fear becoming good to themselves. They worry they will become cold, arrogant, unkind, distant. But real self-respect does not harden the heart. It steadies it. When you are good to yourself, you do not become less loving. You become less desperate. You become less resentful. You become less easy to use. You become less willing to stay where peace is constantly stolen. And something beautiful happens then. Your kindness becomes cleaner. You help because you want to, not because guilt forces you. You give because it is healthy, not because you need approval. You love because your heart is full, not because it is begging to be chosen. This is the difference between wounded kindness and healed kindness. Wounded kindness bleeds for everyone. Healed kindness knows where to pour. You may also notice your body changing. The chest feels lighter. The mind becomes quieter. Sleep becomes deeper. The face softens. Your laughter returns naturally. Because the nervous system finally feels safe, it no longer has to survive endless self-betrayal. It no longer has to prepare for every demand. It no longer has to carry everyone. Peace often arrives first in the body, before the mind even understands it. And one day, you will notice something powerful. You are still kind, still gentle, still generous, still warm. But now, you do not disappear while loving others. You do not say yes while dying inside. You do not stay where respect is missing. You do not abandon yourself to keep company. You do not confuse suffering with goodness. This is maturity. This is wisdom. This is spiritual healing in daily form. The world may not celebrate this version of you as loudly. Some people preferred the version that needed nothing. Some preferred unlimited access. Some preferred your silence. Let them. Their disappointment is not your responsibility. Your peace is. You were never created to be everyone's comfort while becoming a stranger to yourself. You were never born to pour endlessly from an empty soul. You were never meant to lose yourself in the name of love. You were meant to include yourself in the love you give. So, if you are waiting for peace, begin here. Speak kindly to yourself today. Honor one boundary today. Rest without apology today. Say one honest no today. Choose one thing that protects your spirit today. Because peace does not always return in one grand moment. Sometimes it returns in quiet decisions repeated daily. And the day you become good to yourself is the day your heart finally stops living like an orphan. It begins living like it has a home in you. So now, before this ends, I want you to sit quietly for a moment and think about how long you have been carrying everyone else. While no one knew how heavy you had become, how many times did you smile while hurting? How many times did you say yes while breaking inside? How many times did you stay kind while feeling invisible? How many times did you give love, hoping someone would finally give it back the same way? You were not weak for loving deeply. You were not foolish for caring. You were not broken for wanting peace. You were simply a gentle soul trying to survive in places that only knew how to take. But hear this now, your softness was never the mistake. Your heart was never the problem. The only pain was forgetting that you deserved the same love you gave away so freely. And maybe this season of your life is not about becoming colder, not harder, not distant. Maybe it is about becoming whole. Maybe it is about learning that boundaries can be loving, that rest can be holy, that saying no can heal you, that choosing yourself can save you. That peace begins the moment you stop abandoning your own heart. So if you are tired, rest. If you are hurt, be gentle with yourself. If you are empty, come back to yourself slowly. If you are lonely, become the home you kept searching for in others. And if no one has told you lately, you do not have to earn love through suffering anymore. You do not have to bleed to be valuable. You do not have to disappear to belong. You are allowed to exist fully, allowed to need, allowed to feel, allowed to protect your light, allowed to heal. One day, you will look back at this version of yourself, the tired version, the overgiving version, the silently hurting version, and you will feel compassion, because that person was doing their best with what they knew. But now you know more. Now you know peace matters too. Now you know your heart matters too. Now you know you matter too. So walk gently from here. Choose wisely from here. Love deeply. But include yourself this time. And maybe tonight, for the first time in a long time, you can put the weight down and breathe. If this message found you at the right time, keep it close. Come back to it whenever you start losing yourself again. And if someone you love is always giving, always carrying, always forgetting themselves, share this with them. Sometimes one reminder can heal what years of silence could not. If you want more calm, honest, healing reflections like this, you're always welcome here. And until we meet again, be kind to others. But this time, be kind to yourself too.